You Can Become a Hero by Orphaned Account on AO3. Episode 14, Chapter 10, Our World. It was nice to be leaning forward in the bath, Hawks' fingers digging through his hair as black liquid dripped down. The hero remained quiet for the past 30 minutes, which Dabi was thankful for, as he was in a state of shock, still feeling his feather-like kiss on his cheek. He shouldn't have been so weird about it, but he couldn't help but think about it the whole time his hair absorbed the dye. Hawks didn't seem disgusted when he kissed him. He didn't flinch or swallow down bile rising to his throat. Not like the first time. Well, that wasn't Hawks. But because she looked like him, the image couldn't leave his head. Either way, it was good to keep his mind busy with. And it was fun to keep his mind busy with it. Hawks was different. He didn't really know how to explain it. Hawks had always been interesting, even before Dabi was arrested and figure out the hero's true agenda. He found himself wanting to be around him. Maybe it was because Dabi's only company was a bunch of freaks that made Hawks look normal in comparison, despite him being the number 2 hero and having gigantic wings on his back. That being said, it wasn't that Hawks wasn't nice looking. He always had a stupid lopsided grin and perfect eyeliner. His sweatpants he wore around his house were 2 sizes too big, sometimes leaning him to trip and fall on his face. And then there was the weird way he released high-pitched squeaks whenever Dabi stepped on one of his delicate feathers. Hawks was just a strange, but welcoming presence. Even though he only just started living here in a real apartment after so long on the streets, he felt like being there with Hawks was where he should have been. If he knew Hawks when he'd lost his home, he would have changed if he went with him. You need to take a shower tonight, Hawks mumbled as he poured some color-sealing goo on his hair, mushing it in. Your hair feels weird. Thanks, Dabi said, smiling a little when Hawks let out a laugh. He relaxed into Hawks' hands as he began to wash out the substance. Eventually, he turned and shut off the faucet, dropping a towel onto Dabi's head. Sit up. Dabi sat up, about to lift the towel out of his face, but Hawks grabbed it before he could move. Don't. You might get dye everywhere, and that shit is hard to get off. Hawks slid beside him, sitting on the edge of the tub, right in front of Dabi, who glowed underneath the towel until the hero lifted it. Upon seeing the gentle smile on his face, Dabi decided to stay put and allow Hawks to pamper him a bit more. Even though the towel, his hands are relaxed, as if they were massaging his scalp instead of drying his hair. A few times, his touch would linger on the scarred ears or necks, the cloth pulling on it uncomfortably. Dabi didn't comment since he didn't want to worry Hawks, when he only had good intentions. Plus, it would be a while until he had a soft moment with Hawks like this again. It wasn't like Hawks would touch him unless he had a reason to. I've never seen someone go from content to melancholic so fast in my life. Hawks laughed, pulling the towel down to rest around Dabi's shoulders, his hands still tightly gripping to either side of him, still, or for convenience if he didn't want to stop drying him off. It's been a strange morning. I'd say so. Hawks nodded, fingers shifting to a better spot to hold on to. His eyes trailed along Dabi's hair, then stopped. Can I ask a question? It's a little inappropriate. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable or anything. Ask away, Dabi mumbled. Hawks nodded, dropping one side of the towel. He placed 2 fingers on Dabi's jawline, eyes locked with his own. Can you feel that? Barely. Hawks nodded and moved his hand down to Dabi's collarbone. This? A little, Dabi replied. If you apply more pressure, I could feel it a bit more. Does it hurt to apply pressure? Hawks asked, tilting his head to the side. Dabi shrugged, at the pale fingers moving upwards, trailing over the indents of his cheeks. As long as it's healed for the most part, Dabi said, watching the corner of his eyes as Hawks brought his hand back down to the towel. The edges are always a sensitive spot. Hawks nodded his head, understandably. Tugging the towel forward, Dabi tensed, looking down at his hands near his neck. It pulled at his skin, but it wasn't unbearable. No, if anything, it felt nice as he saw Hawks lean down, getting so close that he could smell the taste of Italian seasoning on his tongue. Did he make chicken in those silent 30 minutes without him? Bastard. There better be some leftovers when he was done, or Hawks wasn't getting any of the takeout he would be ordering. His hands adjusted awkwardly, eyes averting to his neck, as Hawks breathed. Does that hurt? No. A little. He wasn't going to say anything, though, especially with the way the hero's cheeks seemed to be dusting a beautiful pink. Luckily, Hawks didn't yank on his neck anymore. He may have just relaxed his grip a little, but Dabi didn't want to focus on that. Could you feel it earlier? Hawks asked quietly. Dabi didn't know what Hawks was talking about. It was likely about his feathers brushing over his scars every so often when he dyed them, but it was a weird time to bring it up. Either way, when it came to his scars, it was best to just answer no. No, they don't hurt. No, they aren't limiting him. No, they don't tear more than they should. No. The towel around Dabi's neck tightened suddenly. Before he could tell the man to ease up, Hawks was upon him, leaning the rest of the way, and the hero pressed a kiss firmly against the side of Dabi's mouth, half across his scar and half on his undamaged skin. The edge burned sweetly at the obvious pressure, an attempt to make Dabi feel better this time. He felt it last time, but he was glad to tell Hawks over and over that it wasn't enough. This is going to sound stupid? Hawk sighed as he pulled away just an inch, face a brighter color than Dabi expected due to his bold movements. But after that villain attack, I was scared shitless. I saw the news and felt a sinking feeling in my chest that you were just going to be gone. You can't kill me that easily. It did little to ease Hawks. Regardless, I don't want you to get into another accident without saying that, your fly is down. Dabi glanced down, but noticed his fly was actually up. Looking back up, he tried to cut in his complaint, but Hawks was already climbing off the tub and heading to the bathroom door. Shoot, I forgot that one show I watch is on. Dabi stared incredulously as the hero left. Regardless, he finished drying his hair alone, stuck in his thoughts. The TV never turned on, so Hawks was likely working on hero business or fan mail. Dropping the wet towel on the ground, covering the scorch marks and the tiles below, he headed out the bathroom. Hawks was at the table, writing a letter as his wings fluttered mindlessly behind him, a small blush on his cheeks. I'm going out for a smoke. Gotcha. Hawks hummed cheerfully in response. Dabi grabbed his jacket, then headed out. Instead of heading to the alley like usual, he went to the roof. Duty was a strange thing. It was something that needed to be done, no matter what. Great catastrophe would cross him if he didn't finish his mission. Shigaraki made him remember. Enough with playing hero. It was time to go home. Cracking open the case, he spotted a note at the top. He read over it, nodding his head to himself as he took in the information. After, he looked down to see all what the note said was in the case, all perfectly in order. He burned the note after reading it, after having it memorized the gist. Occupy Endeavor on a mission. Get access to his agency. Survey the billing and set up bombs. Press the remote to detonate them. If he played his cards right, he could easily destroy the lives of 100 people. Not even Hawks was fast enough to stop such a sudden attack. But just in case the hero tried, he'd make sure Hawks was far away from the scene. He'd have to comfort Hawks later, no doubt. But it was safer this way. No one would know all his connections to the explosion, and he'd remain a hero. Shigaraki would have a new henchman, but only once Endeavor died. If only the world knew of what the man had done to his own family. He could practically imagine people pitying or loving him. Hawks more clingy than before. He'd likely hold him and smother him with all the love all the time of the day. Then again, he wasn't sure that'd be very enjoyable. Hawks was good company, because he was odd. But in the way that Shigaraki and Toga and Twice were. He wasn't crazy. He was caring. He tried so hard to be the best he could. Went out of his way to try and save someone unworthy of his time. Hawks made him feel almost normal. And without a hero like Endeavor. Dabi murmured as he set the case down, behind a few crates. He would be the top dog of hero work. I'll climb the rank beside him, and together we'll make the world where no one has to be afraid. No child will know what we've been through. No wicked man shall live. When Dabi came back down, he walked straight to Hawks. The hero was about to ask him something, but he quickly cut him off with a swift kiss on the cheek. Thank you, Hawks. You're welcome. Hawks stammered, cheeks reddening. Dabi pulled back and tried to smile. It left a bad taste in his mouth as he began mumbling. You were right. I can be the hero the people need. So I want to start really learning from the two best. Can you ask Endeavor if I could accompany him tomorrow? Hawk smiled, nodding his head. I'm happy you're seeing that too. I will call him soon, but I'm certain he will say yes. Perfect. Getting the first look at the agency won't be nearly as hard as he thought. Who does it? I just hope that he gets away with it. That's the only thing in my mind, that he gets away with it. I do not care if he actually does it or not, because Endeavor's Endeavor, and I personally hate Endeavor. And this is fanfiction, so I don't give a shit if he actually does it. Plus it's Endeavor, and I really fucking hate Endeavor. But as long as he stays with Hawks and everything's good, I'll be good. Chapter 11, My Home Is You, in which there is a clear divide in Dabi's mind, stuck between love, revenge, hatred, and cuddling. He finds himself thinking strange thoughts. Ooh, but we're getting definitely a ramp up to the, like, you know, to the, you know, hot wings. We have a lot more of, you know, cute little moments. I'm sorry, the cheek kisses. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Absolutely love it. Ugh, when are they gonna kiss? Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.